A flashpoint refers to a place, event, or situation that has the potential to rapidly escalate into a larger conflict or crisis. It is a point of tension or conflict that can ignite or trigger a larger-scale confrontation. A political assassination can often serve as a flashpoint, triggering a chain of events that can lead to larger conflicts or crises. The targeted killing of a political figure can have significant political, social, and historical implications. Here are a few examples where political assassinations acted as flashpoints. 1. Assassination of Julius Caesar, 44 BCE. The assassination of Julius Caesar, the Roman dictator, by a group of senators led by Brutus and Cassius, marked a turning point in the Roman Republic. It led to a power struggle and a series of civil wars, ultimately leading to the rise of the Roman Empire. 2. Assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, 1914. As mentioned earlier, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary by a Serbian nationalist in Sarajevo was a flashpoint that triggered World War I. The event ignited existing tensions and led to a chain reaction of alliances, resulting in a global conflict. 3. Assassination of Mahatma Gandhi, 1948. The assassination of Mahatma Gandhi, the leader of India's independence movement by a Hindu extremist, had a profound impact on the nation. It heightened religious tensions and led to widespread violence between Hindus and Muslims during the partition of India. 4. Assassination of Martin Luther King Jr., 1968. The assassination of Martin Luther King Jr., a prominent civil rights leader in the United States, sparked widespread outrage and protests. The event contributed to a period of heightened racial tensions and civil unrest across the country. 5. Assassination of Benazir Bhutto, 2007. The assassination of Benazir Bhutto, the former Prime Minister of Pakistan, created a political crisis in the country. It led to widespread protests, violence, and further instability in the region. These examples illustrate how the targeted killing of a political figure can act as a catalyst, intensifying existing conflicts or sparking new ones. Political assassinations have the potential to destabilize nations, incite public outrage, and shape the course of history. Political assassinations can have a significant impact on the stability of a nation. Here are some ways in which they can affect stability. 1. Leadership vacuum. The assassination of a political leader creates a power vacuum at the top, leaving a void in governance. This can lead to a period of uncertainty and instability as the country seeks to fill the leadership position. Without a clear successor or established process for succession, there may be power struggles and conflicts among different factions vying for control. 2. Loss of trust and confidence. Political assassinations shake the public's trust and confidence in the government and its institutions. The targeted killing of a prominent figure can erode the belief that leaders can protect and provide stability. The public may become disillusioned, leading to protests, civil unrest, and a loss of faith in the political system. 3. Increased polarization and divisions. Assassinations can deepen existing divisions within society. The motive behind the assassination, such as political ideology or ethnic tensions, can amplify existing fault lines and lead to further polarization. This can result in increased social unrest, violence, and even the escalation of armed conflicts. 4. Impact on peace processes. In regions where there are ongoing peace processes or negotiations, the assassination of a key political figure can disrupt or derail these efforts. The loss of a leader who was instrumental in peace negotiations can undermine trust between different factions and hinder progress towards reconciliation. 5. Ripple effects on economy and development. Political assassinations can have economic consequences as well. They can lead to a decline in investment, business confidence, and economic stability. Uncertainty surrounding the political situation may result in capital flight, decreased foreign aid, and a slowdown in economic growth. This, in turn, can exacerbate social and political instability. It is important to note that the impact of political assassinations on stability is complex and can vary depending on the specific context and circumstances. Each case has its unique dynamics, and the consequences may unfold differently in different countries. Nevertheless, political assassinations generally have the potential to disrupt the stability of a nation and have long-lasting effects on its political, social, and economic landscape. Political assassinations can have a profound impact on the trust and confidence of the public in the government and its institutions. Here are some ways in which these assassinations can affect public trust. 1. Perception of insecurity. The assassination of a political figure highlights a vulnerability in the security apparatus of the government. It raises concerns about the government's ability to protect its citizens and maintain law and order. The public may perceive the government as weak or ineffective in ensuring their safety and security, leading to a loss of trust. 2. Doubts about leadership. Political assassinations often target prominent leaders who hold positions of authority and influence. Such acts can create doubts about the leadership qualities and capabilities of those in power. The public may question the ability of the government to effectively govern and make sound decisions, leading to a decline in trust. 3. Suspicions of government involvement. In some cases, political assassinations are seen as politically motivated or carried out with the involvement of state actors. When there are suspicions of government complicity or lack of action in preventing the assassination, public trust can be severely damaged. The perception of government corruption or collusion can erode the trust of the public. 4. Perception of impunity. If political assassinations go unpunished or investigations into these acts are perceived as inadequate or biased, it can lead to a sense of impunity. When the public believes that those responsible for such heinous acts are not held accountable, it undermines trust in the justice system and the government's commitment to upholding the rule of law. 5. Social divisions and polarization. Political assassinations can deepen existing divisions within society, especially if they are motivated by political or ideological differences. The assassination of a prominent figure can lead to increased polarization, as different factions blame each other and engage in finger-pointing. This can further erode trust and confidence in the government's ability to foster unity and stability. The media plays a crucial role in shaping public perception after a political assassination. Here are some ways in which the media can influence public perception. First, information dissemination. The media is responsible for providing information and updates about the political assassination. Through news reports, articles, and interviews, the media informs the public about the details of the event, the individuals involved, and the possible motives. The way the media presents this information can shape public understanding and interpretation of the assassination. Second, framing the narrative. The media has the power to frame the narrative surrounding a political assassination. The choice of words, headlines, and images used in news coverage can influence how the public perceives the incident and the individuals involved. Different media outlets may have their own biases or agendas, which can affect the framing of the narrative and shape public opinion accordingly. Third, analysis and interpretation. Media outlets often provide analysis and interpretation of political assassinations. Experts, commentators, and journalists offer their perspectives on the motives, implications, and consequences of the event. These interpretations can shape public understanding, as individuals rely on the media to make sense of complex political events. Varying interpretations can lead to different public perceptions and opinions. Fourth, emotional impact. The media's portrayal of the aftermath of a political assassination can evoke strong emotions in the public. Emotional storytelling, interviews with affected individuals, and images of grief and mourning can create a sense of empathy and solidarity. This emotional impact can shape public perception, as individuals may align themselves with certain narratives or viewpoints based on their emotional responses. Lastly, influence on public discourse. The media plays a significant role in shaping public discourse following a political assassination. Through talk shows, debates, and opinion pieces, the media amplifies different perspectives and arguments. The way the media frames the discussions and highlights certain voices can influence public opinion and the direction of public discourse. It is important to note that media coverage of political assassinations can vary widely depending on the media outlet, journalistic ethics, and the level of media freedom in a particular country. The media's role in shaping public perception after a political assassination should be balanced with responsible reporting, factual accuracy, and ethical considerations. The emotional storytelling and media coverage of political assassinations can have a significant impact on the public. Here are some effects it can have. 1. Empathy and identification. Emotional storytelling can evoke empathy in the public, allowing them to connect emotionally with the individuals affected by the assassination. By highlighting the personal stories, struggles, and emotions of victims, their families, or those close to them, The media can create a sense of identification among the audience. This can lead to a greater understanding and support for the victims and their causes. 2. Emotional bias. Emotional storytelling can also introduce an emotional bias in the public's perception. When the media focuses on the emotional aspects of a political assassination, it can elicit strong emotional responses from the audience. This emotional bias can influence public opinion and shape their attitudes towards the incident, the individuals involved, or the broader political context. 3. Solidarity and mobilization. Emotional storytelling and media coverage of political assassinations can foster a sense of solidarity among the public. By highlighting the grief, anger, or resilience of the affected individuals and communities, the media can inspire collective action and mobilization. This can lead to public support for causes related to the assassination, such as calls for justice, policy changes, or social movements. 4. Sensationalism and manipulation. Emotional storytelling can sometimes be used by the media for sensationalism or manipulation. By sensationalizing the emotional aspects of a political assassination, the media may prioritize dramatic or shocking narratives over factual accuracy. This can lead to distorted perceptions and a shallow understanding of the complex issues involved. 5. Emotional fatigue. Continuous exposure to emotional storytelling and media coverage of political assassinations can also lead to emotional fatigue among the public. Over time, repeated exposure to tragic and emotional events can desensitize individuals and reduce their emotional responsiveness. This can affect the level of public engagement and activism related to the assassination or its aftermath. It is important for the media to strike a balance in their storytelling, ensuring that emotions are conveyed responsibly and ethically. While emotional storytelling can create empathy and raise awareness, it should be accompanied by accurate information, diverse perspectives, and a commitment to journalistic integrity. Flashpoint political violence can be a complex issue, and addressing it from a biblical perspective involves understanding and applying biblical principles of peace, justice, and reconciliation. Here are a few key points to consider. 1. Pursue peace. The Bible encourages believers to seek peace and pursue it. This means actively working towards resolving conflicts peacefully and promoting dialogue and understanding. 2. Love your enemies. Jesus taught his followers to love their enemies and pray for those who persecute them. Responding to political violence with love and forgiveness can be a powerful way to break the cycle of violence. 3. Seek justice. The Bible also emphasizes the importance of justice. It is important to address the root causes of political violence and work towards equitable systems that promote justice and fairness for all. 4. Engage in prayer. Prayer is a powerful tool for seeking guidance, healing, and transformation. Praying for peace, reconciliation, and wisdom for leaders and communities involved in political violence can have a significant impact. 5. Promote reconciliation. Reconciliation is a central theme in the Bible. This involves acknowledging past wrongs, seeking forgiveness, and working towards restoring relationships. Promoting reconciliation can help heal the wounds caused by political violence. When addressing political violence from a biblical perspective, there are several key principles to consider. Here are some of them. 1. The sanctity of human life. The Bible teaches that every human being is created in the image of God and has inherent worth and dignity. This principle emphasizes the importance of valuing and protecting human life, even in the midst of political conflicts. 2. Love and forgiveness. Jesus taught his followers to love their neighbors as themselves and to forgive others. Applying these principles to political violence means seeking reconciliation, extending forgiveness, and working towards healing and restoration. 3. Pursuit of justice. The Bible repeatedly calls for justice, particularly for the oppressed and marginalized. When addressing political violence, it is important to work towards just systems and structures that promote equality, fairness, and the well-being of all. 4. Peacemaking. Jesus said, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God." This principle encourages believers to actively work towards peace and reconciliation, even in the midst of conflict. 5. Prayer and seeking God's guidance. The Bible teaches the importance of seeking God's guidance and wisdom in all matters. When addressing political violence, it is crucial to pray for discernment, guidance, and the transformation of hearts and minds. 6. Non-retaliation. The Bible instructs believers not to seek revenge but to leave justice in the hands of God. This principle encourages responding to violence with peace, love, and a commitment to justice. 7. Unity and reconciliation. The Bible emphasizes the importance of unity and reconciliation among believers. Applying this principle means working towards unity and reconciliation within communities affected by political violence. It's important to remember that applying these principles requires discernment and wisdom, as each situation is unique. Studying and understanding the broader teachings of the Bible can provide further guidance in addressing political violence from a biblical perspective. But mark this. There will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of the good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying its power. Have nothing to do with such people. They are the kind who worm their way into homes and gain control over gullible women, who are loaded down with sins and are swayed by all kinds of evil desires, always learning but never able to come to a knowledge of the truth. Just as Jannes and Jambres opposed Moses, so also these teachers oppose the truth. They are men of depraved minds, who as far as the faith is concerned, are rejected. But they will not get very far because, as in the case of those men, their folly will be clear to everyone.